I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford it. Look what I did with the bag. Look what I did with the bag. I got the thing in the back, and I ain't taking no chat. I got my new thing imported. I got the Christian Dior. They wanna look at the foreign. They couldn't even afford.
Follow us on Instagram at Express Truth Show.
Unfiltered people, we're back up in the building. Express Truth Show, making Thursdays great again. Before we do anything else today, people, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, head over to the Clips channel and hit that subscribe button on the Clips channel, people. Very important. Shout out to the Patreon crew. Big up yourself. We are in the building. And you know what, Stephen? We're not even going to waste no time today. So let me bring in my co-host, Stephen Brown. Stephen, what are you saying, man?
Summertime. Seems to be over, doesn't it? Making Thursdays great again, never late again. It's a dynamic duo in full effect. Your favorite podcast, changing the world one Thursday at a time. It's the Express Truth Show, man. What are we saying, Kate? Talk to me, nice G.
We in the building, man. We are in the building. Another Thursday, another Express Truth Show. Consistency. Big up the people, them. Everything's blessed, Stephen. Can't complain, man. What you saying?
Same, man. Same. On the back of the festivities and all them thing there, you see me? We have some things. We have some further things to look forward to. I ain't gonna ruin any surprises. You know, we're always working in the background. Express Truth Show, all that gas and jazz. Few new things we may be introducing to the Express Truth Familia. Just keep it locked and loaded, man.
That's it. That's all you got to do, man. All you have to do is follow us on everything, on all social medias. Follow us. That's all you got to do, man. That's all you got to do. So, okay, Stephen, let's get straight into this thing today. Now, Vybz Kartel. I know that's your artist, you know, Stephen. I know that's your artist, you know. But Vybz Kartel. Yeah, why are we talking about Vybz Kartel? Let's get straight into this thing today, people. So, Vybz Kartel's ticket prices for Homecoming show spark major debate. Vybz Kartel recently announced his first performance in over 13 years. Vybz Kartel recently got out of prison after spending 13 years behind bars and hasn't wasted any time getting back to work. The performer recently announced his first post-prison performance, which is scheduled for December 31st at the Jamaica National Stadium. Of course, his supporters are eager to celebrate with him. Unfortunately, however, some believe that the tickets are priced far too high. For reference, tickets start at $125 for bleacher seats, $300 for grandstand seats, $400 for infield standing area, and $1,500 for center stage. There are also 2 additional tiers starting at $10K that offer attendees luxury viewing pods. The prices have sparked a major debate. That's all we need to tell on that. That's all we need to say.
Mazaline.
That's all we need to say. So, okay, let me take this one away, Stephen. Let me take this one away.
Go to.
So, Vybz Kartel. Now, I believe I haven't seen a bigger buzz for an artist coming out of prison in any genre since the release of Tekashi 6ix9ine. When Tekashi 6ix9ine came out, it was around lockdown times. And he came out and so much people were excited and gassed. Patreon crew, when that happened, we did a breakdown at the time. Everything we said in that breakdown turned out to be facts in the long run. So if you haven't listened to that Patreons, go back. Just go on the search bar and type in Tekashi 6ix9ine. Anyway, Vybz Kartel's release was probably one of the most anticipated releases. Now, every blog was posting about it. Mainstream media was posting about it. And there was a lot of memes that was all over social media as well. And what were these memes about, Stephen? These memes was about when I sell my kidney to go to the Vybz Kartel concert, when I sell my right leg to go to the there was a lot of memes. Now some people might say, it's just funny. But what a lot of people don't understand is that these organizers would have been looking at that. They would have been looking at this buzz that Cartel was bringing to social media. So, of course, the prices are going to be high. I wouldn't expect nothing less. And I also believe that this is not really aimed at the indigenous of Jamaica, you know. This ain't aimed at them. This is aimed at UK people, African Americans, people in the Caribbean who's got money, you know, foreigners, to put it like that, foreigners, because these prices are not really sustainable for the average man in Jamaica.
Mark, before you move
Come straight to you, man. Come straight to you.
What was the top tier called? I can't remember the name, but you said it was 10,000 United States dollars, yeah?
10K, yeah.
That is 1,570,100 Jamaican dollars.
Who wants to be a millionaire? Yeah. Who wants to be a millionaire?
And then in sterling, for those interested. Wow, there's going to be people interested. It's £7,616.
Wow.
In this cost of living crisis.
Wow. I mean, it's heavy. It's heavy still.
Word, boss. Yeah, kill the people, them.
It's heavy, Stephen, but that's the reception that social media gave him. If you want to ask me my personal opinion, I'll give you that and then I'll pass the ball. For me, Stephen,
go on.
I believe his rollout has been kind of mishandled still. You want to know why? Okay.
I feel like I know, but I want to know.
I'm going to get into it, man. So, he came home from prison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I believe we've seen too much of him. We've seen too much of him, his woman. We just seen too much of the man. He looks frail. He looks ill. The man looks like, when he's standing up, he kind of stands up with a lean. He's got like a lean. Now, of course, he's not well. So with that being said, if it was me or I was management, I would say, give it a little more time. Keep yourself out of the public eye, bar a little few teasers and get the show, right? But this looks to me like they're trying to strike while the iron's hot, which that ain't wrong as well, because a lot of people think if you wait, it could die down. But I believe with the buzz of social media, the buzz that social media gave to Cartel in the days after his release, these prices are justified because people were that gassed. My man's gonna watch when summer comes and rare it. People, all it would be for me, I just think it's gonna be like a nostalgic type of situation. So he's gonna be performing off his past glory. I think in the future, it will be difficult to regain that form. So a lot of people were just going off the back of what was. So yeah, he's striking while the iron's hot. I wouldn't do that, but I think that it works either way. Like people saying that they're going to sell a kidney and all that. So let's see. That's what they've been saying, Stephen. What are you saying, man?
Yeah, I've seen them. Big up Niga Simari, man. That's one. He's been doing some of them skits. He's done the best ones that I've seen. I sent you a couple. You know when his man like I'm gonna sell my right arm, and he's at the concert skanking and that, and then he does one.
I seen him. Yeah,
that's Niga Simari. So big up him. He's funny still, coming from yard and thing. But let me just start here. Let me just build where you left off, and then I'll give my opinion based on what you're saying in terms of future successes. Yeah. I personally believe it depends on his health, going forward. Because, like you said, you've seen him everywhere. And I've seen a few videos of late, and he does look like he's slowly gaining composure and he's getting healthier, which you could only hope now you're outside of prison with the whole Graves disease and everything. So I feel like it depends on that. Because, yeah, his catalogue can keep going. But, Mark, you know what it is? It's funny when we're talking about future glory and past successes. Do we not feel like this is, well, not really, because it's different in R&B and all of that stuff. Well, let's keep it this regard then. Within at least Jamaican culture, how come do we feel like sometimes we can be overly critical on ourselves? Because you have other genres of music, and not just black faced or black dominant, but like look at like pop, for example. Like you'll have some of these one hit wonders, or a man had a good album 30 years ago and they tour forever. Do you know what I mean? And no one says anything. No one's saying like, oh, man's got one tune and all of that. Rare. Because all right, for argument's sake, and he's a legend, and I want to go and see him. 50's got many. You could say he's got pure tunes, big catalog, bare hits, all of that stuff. But 50's not trying to get on the charts every week anymore, because he diversified the portfolio. Like he's doing a lot of other stuff outside of music, but he's still doing world tours and all of that, and a lot of that's based on past glory.
The first album, that's true, facts.
You know what I mean? So what I mean, and that's that's in case, because you never know who's listening. Because I fuck with 50 and I fuck with and I fuck with all them, man.
Now he understands that himself. I watched his interview today.
I was listening to I got his book and I was listening to the audio book and everything. But I don't want anyone to misconstrue my words. But so what I mean is that, like, other genres do it, so you can do it in R&B, hip hop, rap, pop. So why would it be an issue if Cartel just came out and for the rest of his days, he still released music here and there, but for the rest of his days, he just toured off his vast past catalogue?
There's no issue there, Stephen. There's none.
Say again, sorry.
There's no issue with that whatsoever. You're right. Facts.
Okay. So I'm just saying. So I know I'm a fan. I like Cartel as well. Like I said, I'm an artist that big up the word boss. And I would want new music as well, but you could go back and listen to Cartel forever, just based on what he's done from inception in the game up until now. So that's one thing. In regards to the ticket pricing, yeah, Mifi said it priced them a few foreign at English. I feel like the prices are definitely aimed at his fans who are abroad or who may be in Jamaica doing very well for themselves. Because like we just said, I know that was top of the pile, but that was the highest one was like over $1 million Jamaican dollars. And what did you say it started from? Let me check the low end.
125.
All right, so 125 in US. Yeah, all right, even the lowest end, that's £95.20. That's still $19,000 in Jamaica.
Yeah, it's steep, man. For the locals, it's steep. It's steep.
Of course, it's steep. So I definitely feel like it's aimed at the foreigners, because he said it himself. You're gonna have to tell the airline commission, like, yo, there need to be more runway and everything, because the amount of plane we can fly in December, it's gonna be a movie, and it's definitely I feel like it's definitely gonna sell out. It's gonna sell off.
Facts.
100%. In regards to him being everywhere, Mark, I can see both sides to it. Like you said, you might be worried, like you might lose steam, lose momentum, especially with the upcoming concert. You want to strike while the iron's hot. You want your fans, you want to reconnect with the fans, because remember, you've been dropping music, but you've been away for over a decade, haven't you? But then on the flip side, it might be too much too soon, man. I feel like you could have handled it the other way if you would have done a more reserved rollout. So I'm not saying avoid the social media stuff. So you could have done the TikTok and all of this, but just post here and there, man. A video here and there, a pic here and there. Or if you really wanted to keep it aloof, just jump out and do advertisements. Because you remember, as soon as he jumped out, he did the one for the grabber.
Yeah, that was good. That was good, Stephen.
Just do stuff like that.
Even though Queen Ifrika said he shouldn't be promoting them things after he's been given a second chance. But that was good, because while it did, Stephen, it left mystique, innit, over the artists. So if you look at all the biggest artists in the world, yeah, I'll just name a few for you. Artists like Jay-Z, artists like Beyonce, I know they're a couple, but part of their success is their mystique. Someone like Rihanna, part of her success is her mystique. Now, when you're talking about a Vybz Kartel through a dancehall lens, he's left no mystique. He's just gone straight, really personal with his partner. You're seeing everything behind the scenes, which can be good to give some of that. I think he's giving too much. Then going back to your point, you're right. The whole ambition of an artist should be to create timeless classics, which Vybz Kartel has done. So he deserves to tour off of yesteryear's glory. Why you hear me saying that at the start of the show is only aimed to the crowd who were putting these heavy expectations on a 48 going on 49-year-old man. They were saying that he was coming for the crown of Afro. He was going to take over. He was going to light up the summer. People, this is to find that form. He may not find that form again. That's the first thing. Plus, you're talking about a man who's been in prison for 13 years, Stephen. In 13 years, being in a Jamaican prison, remember this, it's not like he was sentenced to 13 years, you know. He was sentenced to 35 years. So his mental and where his mind is at right now is going to be in a complete different place to where it was when he went in. There's things that went in that prison with him intact that are not intact now. Only he would know those battles. So what I'm trying to say is that Vybz Kartel that's rapping about this, that's DJing about this and DJing about that, that has to change. Like Queen Ifrika said, big up Queen Ifrika. I watched the whole of her live. Like she said, you have to grow. You've been given a second chance, so you now have to grow. So that crowd that are expecting the same Vybz Kartel, it's not going to be the same, man. So that's the only commentary that why you hear me giving that opinion, because it's not this is a nostalgic event. This ain't about no new tracks or anything like that. This is about his previous glory, which is fine. Because Stephen, like you said, we see the Rolling Stones, we see you could name millions groups from the 70s.
Everyone's
Queen, you know that group Queen. Yo, they're ramming out stadiums all over the world.
Queen, some of them, all right, it's funny, all right, if you just keep it on rock for a moment, some of them bands that even span back to the 70s, 80s, they're still touring, they've got tribute bands, they've got tribute acts, you know what I mean? It's like an endless cash grab.
Yeah, exactly. So that's not the problem. It's just the expectation that was put on the man. But I don't blame his team, man. People were saying all kind of things. Yo, I'll sell my house. I'll do this. It might be a joke to you, but when his team are scouring through social media, they'll be saying, yeah, you'll sell your house. Okay, we'll see if you'll really sell your house. We'll see what you're really willing to do. And a lot of people will be doing all kind of things.
Risk it for a chocolate biscuit.
They'll be doing all kind of things just to say, I was there. So let's keep this thing 1,000, man. So let's see what happens. But are they wrong? Yes, in a way, for the locals, through a local lens, yes.
Oh, you're talking the pricing point. Go on.
I'm talking who, because remember, Kartel's not putting the show on, you know. He's not putting the show on. There's a promotion, there's a promoter behind this.
Of course.
So it's the promoter who's going to have to pay Kartel a lot of money. And now he has to make his money back. Now remember, you only get one chance to do this, right? So yeah, it's aimed at foreigners, but I'm guessing he'll do, once he gets this out of the way, he'll do things for the island, like for the local people of the island. You see what I mean? I think this is more just about the homecoming. So we see what happens, man. But yeah, they got to strike while the iron's hot, I guess. And let's keep it real. This is the biggest thing to happen in dancehall for years. So let's see if this let's see if these up and coming artists or whoever can capitalize off this momentum. Let's just
well, if they were smart, but I don't think so, because I don't think he's gonna have that many artists because I'm hearing rumors he's only planning to work with, was it Skilly Bang and Spice, I believe.
That's what he says. Yeah, he only. I mean,
Well, Mark,
who else does
I
he
don't
need?
know if they're gonna. Sorry to cut you, G. I don't know if they're gonna capitalize off any momentum because no one capitalized when he was gone.
Wait, that's a good point.
I know he was still dropping, but the physical presence makes a difference. The man wasn't here. Everyone was championing Alkaline, and I like some of Alkaline's tune, but Alkaline never do nothing.
He didn't. None of them was able to fill that void.
Man would just come and have maybe a 1-2 tunes and that's it. But no one was like dropping continuous hits. I thought it was going to be Skelly for a minute, but then nah.
They were too busy trying to.
I think from he got the mobile, he kind of fell off a little bit, you know.
Who are you talking? Skilly
Bang, yeah.
I mean, he started out good, but he started out with a lot of momentum, and he had a very nice buzz, especially with the Crocodile Teeth song. But there's only a certain level that style of dancehall can get to. We've had this conversation loads of times, but there's only a certain level. But let's see what happens, man. I'll be very interested to see how this thing goes down. I think it'll be a big success. I think if you even look, a lot of the Americans, mans like Drake, Cardi B, Busta Rhymes, people like that, have vocalized their support. So I believe that a lot of them may be present that day as well. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes down. Definitely.
100%. It's gonna be a historical moment, definitely.
1,000. You won't see nothing like this for a long time. So let's see what happens. So, okay, let's switch into our next topic. Mother and top chef die in Notting Hill Carnival double tragedy as mayor condemns shocking violence. A mother and top chef have died in hospital within days of each other after falling victim to separate violent attacks during Notting Hill Carnival, police say. The mother was stabbed at the carnival in front of her 3-year-old daughter.
Oh, Lord.
As she tried to save a man from being attacked on Saturday. Her death comes a day after chef Musi Imnetu, who worked under the likes of Gordon Ramsay, died from catastrophic brain injuries after he was found unconscious near the carnival in Queensway on Bank Holiday Monday. Mayor Sadiq Khan described the double tragedy as heartbreaking and said the violence is a betrayal of the values that the carnival was founded to celebrate. We don't even need to read no more of that. So, Stephen, a mother and a chef were murdered at Notting Hill Carnival. Now, I've noticed that the Katie Hopkins, a lot of the people that are trying to get their message across, their hateful messages across, have highlighted this. Now, let's just put it like this. How much people pass through that carnival every year?
Millions, I believe.
Millions. Now, I seen some footage here where it looked like a sardine tin, man. It was ram, Stephen, ram.
Every year?
Now, I just believe that this violence is not exclusive to Carnival.
Of course not.
I think if you get a group of any groups that you put together on that scale, there's bound to be incidents. Am I saying that it's right? Of course it's not right. But it doesn't change the fact that there's bound to be incidents. Now, for conversation's sake, I remember there was a Sikh event in Brum. I think this is a few years ago. Mans were sword fighting. Mans were sword fighting at this event, but there weren't no front page. No disrespect to my Sikh bedrooms and that, but there weren't no front page coverage or none of that. Like, this is something that someone sent to me. I think we even covered it at the time, Stephen, but this weren't something that...
Sorry to cut your cake. I think, wasn't that happening in Coventry?
No. There was 2 incidents. I know the one you're talking about.
Okay.
There was another one during like a some sort of Sikh celebration, and somehow there was like a clash, and man's
Oh,
had
no.
swords and all of that. And it was a real terrible sight. But it was not publicized the way this Notting Hill Carnival thing is, which shows me there's an agenda. There's definitely an agenda. Now, is it right what happened to those people? No, of course it's not right. That's terrible. A man stabbed a woman in front of her child. Come on, man. That is disgraceful. However, like you rightly said earlier, Stephen, I would love to see the stats from other events, Glastonbury, all these things, because I doubt all these events come and they're just peaceful. Now, there was some sites to me that were just, some of the things are starting to look silly. Like, I'll keep it real. A lot of the girls, they want to dress naked. Carnival is the perfect place that they can do that. They're able to, it's got nothing to do with the spirit of Carnival. Let's keep it real. It's nothing to do with the spirit of Carnival. It's nothing to do with trying to tap into Caribbean culture or none of that. Some girls just want to show off themselves. And Carnival is the perfect excuse to do that. And even with the dancing, let's keep it real. Like, okay, we understand that goes on, but some of the stuff, mans are on a bridge. I see one white girl in blue, she might as well be naked. Now, that's the side of it that I'm looking and saying, right, like, I get it. I've been going Carnival from young, but it is starting to look a bit suspect, some of the things that are going on. And that's all I would say. But when it comes to the violence, I can't see millions of people gathering anywhere without some sort of violence. Let's just keep it real now. I'm not saying that I'm condoning this, but millions of people passing through any event, there's going to be some sort of violence, especially with how tight the place is as well. Man are drinking, smoking, there's all kind of things going on. What are you saying, Stephen?
The mother and the chef, they lost their lives. And we're saying that in regards to the mother, it happened in front of her daughter, and it's because she was trying to intervene with someone being attacked. Is this how the way of the
that's
world
the
is
rumors,
now?
yeah.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor mill, yeah. So if that's true, is that the way of the world now? Like, you literally can't. If you see something going on, just mind your business, because that's how it's going to go now, Mark. Because if there's the risk of you being attacked, you losing your life, you being wrongly identified in something now, when shit hits the fan, people aren't going to intervene when they see things going wrong on the road. Because I understand more and more every day. You know, when you see these videos and there's a madness going on, I remember there was one, I think the admin posted it, when a guy literally had the big old, the mini grind axe, the electric one, in public in broad daylight, and he was cutting off the bike lock for the electric bicycle.
Yes, I remember that.
And the guy was filming him. Everyone in the comments is like, "Stop filming him and stop it." Why would I jump in? I wouldn't even be filming it, I'll be honest. But why would I jump in? He's got a saw. He's got an electric saw for one. He had his friend, because he gave his friend his bag. You don't know what other kind of weapons he's on. You don't know what kind of drugs he's on. Why am I going to be a have-a-go hero and jump in?
True.
And then something does go wrong. Me get stabbed. I'm in hospital. I get a lollipop and a handshake.
That's it.
No, thank you. In regards to the statistics, statistics surrounding Carnival and other events, it's always this. Every year there's Carnival. You can expect a couple of days later, this stabbing, 116 arrests, yada, yada, yada. But then you also put out the numbers that it raised, I think it was over £300 million. So
for the local economy, innit? Yeah.
Say again, Mark?
For the local economy, yeah.
No, for the economy. It's nothing to do with the locals, man. Because the locals ain't seeing that 300 M's. You and I know how this thing goes. But,
no, not like they distributed 300 M's, like it generated 300 M's.
No. I understand, but what I'm saying is, my point being is, the majority, who benefits from the majority of that, as we would know, it's the government. That's why they won't lock off the Carnival.
Okay, I get that.
You know what I mean? Because remember, everyone pays tax and remember, they get a slice of everything. So, because if it wasn't, let's be honest, Mark, because the way you're putting out these figures every year, if it wasn't beneficial to you, you'd lock off the Carnival, because they locked off the Brum one years back. I think it was for similar nonsense.
Nah, they didn't lock it off. We
Go
couldn't
on.
raise the funds for that. As a community, they just stopped putting money into it.
I know we
Yeah.
did. We didn't want to raise the funds. That's what it was. But what I mean is, was that just off the back of it? I thought did it? I'm all over the place. Let me slow down. Did something happen for them to make that decision, or they just got fed up of funding it?
Now they just said, "Yo, fund it yourself." So the council pulled out, or wherever we were getting the funds from as a community, said, "We ain't funding that no more. You guys, you can do it, but you have to get the funds yourself." Because remember, it wasn't only Carnival we lost, you know. Remember, we used to have Marcus Garvey Day every year. Did you used to go to that?
I think I went once.
It was like Carnival still, Marcus Garvey. All them things are gone, man.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing. Well, no, we'd still have the Jamaican independence.
Jamaica in the scare, you got Simmer Down. That still goes on.
Yeah. So it's better than nothing, but we could do more as a community. But yeah, so that's why I feel like they always put out the figures of the numbers, because I feel like that's the only reason why they don't. Because let's say 1 year, there's this, we get the crime stats, and then it only raised 500k. You might hear them putting some sanctions in place for the following year if they don't lock it off, Mark. Because when you look at these other events, I feel like the only time, and it's terrible that I even have to say this, the only time that I feel like we heard like, oh, this ruckus went on was the unfortunate Manchester bombings at the concert.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't remember hearing anything about Glastonbury, One Extra. What's the other one? What's the one they're doing, Brom, sometimes?
Wireless,
yeah. Blooming, Creamfields, V-Fest, which, you know what I mean? Take your choice. Any of these kind of outdoor festival, carnival kind of type of events. It's only ever Notting Hill I hear about. Even look at the other carnivals. I never heard anything about Leicester, Nottingham, Derby, Manchester, Bristol,
Leeds.
You know what I mean? Have you ever heard them come out with figures for those?
No.
That's what I mean.
So you reckon there's an agenda against Notting Hill?
I feel like there is, man.
You think they want to try and lock it off?
I feel like they do, because you have to see, if you're looking at, especially if you base things on the heels of the last election. I know Reform didn't win, but they had a fair amount of support, and I feel like there's more and more people who might be leaning towards that way, and it might come from a place of racial hatred, or it might just come from a place of you're fed up of feeling like you don't have a voice and things aren't changing, etc., etc., etc. And they might want to see things like this get locked off, because it's going to be like, because I could only imagine, because think about it, Mark. Let's say you live on Notting Hill, yeah? You live on the route. I've seen CCTV videos, people just pissing on people's yard, shitting on people's yard, and saying to the camera, sorry. So let's say you're Caucasian or whatever. You could be someone who's had to deal with that for years. And I feel like the property values around there are going to be high anyway. You've paid X amount of you might have paid X amount of money if you bought it recently, or let's say you had it from back in the day. Now it's worth X amount of money. That's an investment that you have, in your portfolio. But then, this period every year, your yards potentially could get decimated for 2 days because people want to come shake them foot.
It's mad that they report on that,
some people just want to... Say again, man.
It's mad they report on that, because that happens at Glastonbury, You know when Glastonbury's going on, there's house burglaries, people break into houses, all kind of things happen.
They know people aren't about.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's mad that, and I know that because obviously I used to go every year, Glastonbury. But I'm saying it's mad that they report on that kind of stuff at Notting Hill, but you don't hear them reports at Glastonbury. So I agree with you. They potentially could be an agenda.
That's how it feels anyway, because I don't see why you wouldn't keep the same energy for everywhere, because I know people are going to be like, yeah, but that's London, but Glasgow's huge as well. Other carnivals are huge as well. Like Leeds is, you know what I mean? So yeah, these people, RIP to the victims though, man, but keep that same energy, man.
Yeah, real talk. I think while it is a lot of it, because when you listen to people like Katie Hopkins and all of that, they're trying to only highlight which is why I highlighted them things myself. They're only trying to highlight certain things. Now, this is not all, you know. There are some genuine people that are in the spirit of carnival, but there's other people that are just camouflaging the spirit of carnival to hide other things. You see what I'm saying? That's really what some individuals are there for. Not the majority, not the majority at all, but there are some people that are just camping out to use the spirit and the identity of carnival to push their perversion. You see what I'm saying? Like, you keep seeing that small guy popping up. They got him like jumping on girl. The girl's trying to move. He's holding her and all that. It's like, yo, them are the kind of videos that I'm talking about. But outside of that, come on, man, it's a success.
Yeah, it's the over sexualization of carnival.
I like the videos. Like, I seen a video where Craig David was just bowling through. Yeah, and he just went and started singing a song on a sound system. That's carnival. That's carnival. The floats, the aesthetic, the food, seeing the Caribbean colors. I've seen some people had on Trinidad t-shirts, Jamaican t-shirts,
come on, man, rip it island,
Barbadian t-shirts, St. Kitts.
Island, man.
That's what it's about. Now, just because there is some violence, I mean, out of millions of people, I think they said there was 8 violences altogether, like 8 incidences of violence. Yeah, altogether. And Stephen, I'm not the biggest mathematician, but I like them. I like them numbers, meaning it shouldn't be no one. But when you're talking about millions of people, 8. Come on, man. Come on.
It's nothing to write home about, is it?
Yeah, man. That ain't. I mean, and them 2 murders, of course, that is terrible, man. That is terrible. But compared to if you look through a lens of how people are moving in today's world, that ain't that bad. It's terrible, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not what it could have been. Based on, if you listen to how these people talk, you would think that there would be massacre. Yeah, you'd be thinking that there'd be kickoffs left, right, and center. So, yeah, man, I think it was a success. Weight loss drugs slow down the aging process, scientists suggest. Weight loss drugs are poised to revolutionize healthcare by slowing down the aging process and by allowing people to live for far longer and in better health. That is the dramatic message from the leading scientists after studies were presented last week at the European Society of Cardiology conference in London. Research has already found that semaglutide, also known by the brand names Wegovy and Ozempic, reduced the risk of death in people who were obese or overweight and had cardiovascular disease. But fresh studies have found that Ozempic has impacts beyond what was originally imagined for the drug. People who took the drug died at a lower rate from all causes, not just from cardiovascular causes, researchers discovered. You know this Ozempic, Stephen, yeah? This is all of the Ozempic. There's a bad every time I hear them say the word, yeah, they pronounce it a different way. But
that's what I'm saying. I've heard both pronunciations, but carry on.
Honestly, Stephen, in the last month, yeah, it's like they've literally made this drug and put it out in the last month. All I've been hearing about in the last month, this person's on Ozempic, that person's on Ozempic. I'm watching YouTube, man are buying Ozempic. This man's lost weight. Oh, he takes Ozempic. This girl's lost weight. Oh, she takes Ozempic. That's all I hear about. I'm like, yo. So today I'm watching, what's that show called? I don't even know what the show's called. That Mason Cameron show. And
what's the point? Any question like that?
That's it. Some besides the point or something like that.
Yeah, something.
Anyway, that show. Certain times I tap into that show. Anyway, Mace, they've started it again. So I look on there, Mace My man's damn near half the person that he was. Like, he's lost that
Mad.
much weight. So I jump in the comments. Everyone's like, yeah,
Diet,
Mace.
clean exercise, clean diet, exercise. Yeah.
He said fruit, veg, and drinking water. They say he lost 70 pounds in 3 weeks.
5 stone in 3 weeks.
5 stone, putting it through a UK language. 5 stone in 3 weeks, 70 pound. Now,
Easy.
when you look at the comments, everyone's like, Mace is taking Ozempic. Mace is taking Ozempic. Then I read an article that was saying that, oh, we found a cure for obesity, and people are still fat shaming and all of this. So I'm like, damn, this is crazy, this Ozempic thing. Now, what I come to find out, Stephen, that it's actually a diabetes drug, or is it breast cancer?
I believe it's diabetes, Mark.
Or it could be a bit of both. But yeah, one of the two. But yeah, diabetes, let's go with that. And they say that the side effect of using it is that you lose all this weight. So as you know, Stephen, we live in a microwave era. So instead of people taking their time and saying, yo, I'm going to clean up my diet, work out, get 7 hours of sleep, drink water, cut out all the sugar, cut out all of this. I know I say clean up my diet, but let's get more specific. People are just like, I'll take that. Like, and I know that because I watch a food reviewer on YouTube, and he was away eating food and all that. He was with his wife, and his wife was like, yo, I need some of that Ozempic. She's like, yo, I've lost, I think she was saying she lost like a load of weight. And so for me, it's like, yeah, a medication like that, people want the results now. They don't want to work for it. So for me, I can see that becoming like a massive thing, because now it's like people want the shortcuts in it. Remember, surgery, fat loss pills, fat loss creams, tummy teas. Yeah, but you remember all the tummy teas and all of that. So this...
That's when the gram was early,
Yeah, man, tummy tea. They were even saying there was cream that could plump up girls' bottom and all them things.
Yeah, so, cream to plump you up, cream to melt fat.
Yeah, fat melting creams, all of this fat lipo injections. There's a bag of different things. So people do whatever besides working out. People are willing to try whatever besides working out. So this Ozempic thing, I can see this going through the roof. It ain't even hit properly yet, Stephen. But I can see, just like how you see the old of them saying, the more now. Yeah, man, very mindful, very demure.
Family, I don't want to hear that, because some batty fish come up with that, and then I push that,
They're pushing it hard, but if you think about it, look how fast these things catch on. Every single idiot and follower saying that now, very mindful, very demure. I'm like, yo,
so... want a drop kicking at them chests about...
That, but that's how quick, I'm just using that as an example, that's how quick things spread. And you think about it, Stephen, we won't say no names, but there's certain man who pop out on social media, yo, my man's lost bare weight, yo. 2 weeks later, man's bellied off like Santa Claus. Why is that? Because this is not sustainable. Let's keep it real, it's not sustainable. So me, I'd rather be fat. I'm keeping it 1,000 with you.
Tag me in, man. Tag me in.
Come true, man. Come true.
Tag me the friggin'.
Yeah, man.
Baby Adrian. All right, the Ozempic pandemic, yeah? The Ozempic thing, Mark, yeah, I heard it's, rumor has it that it is a drug for the treatment of diabetes, and one of the side effects is extreme weight loss. One of the telltale signs, I believe, from what I've seen thus far, that someone may be using that, or its cousin or something. You won't just drop fat. It seems like this Ozempic stuff. That's why people look so drawn in or sucked, if you UK slang, in the face. Because it seems to just strip you of everything, like fat, muscle, water. It doesn't care. But the thing is, if you want to go down that route, you have to realize you still have to change your lifestyle. Because if you say, yo, I'm going to jump on this Ozempic. Yo, I lost 15 pounds. No, I lost 25 pounds in a week. Yeah, man, I'm good. and then the next week you're back to crushing Krispy Kremes and Ben and Jerry's, it's not going to work out in your favor. Because we're at this point in society where everyone wants the shortcuts. And a lot of the time, I can understand it, but I can't understand it, Mark, because the shortcuts don't make a lot of sense. The shortcuts, I don't know where I'm from now. The shortcuts don't make a lot of sense to me. Because if you take the BBL for argument's sake, yeah? A woman will go under that dangerous surgery, get the shape, then you've got all this stuff you have to do after that. You have to wear the shapewear thing, you have to sleep in it. And then, but Mark, you know what the kicker of that whole surgery is? You still have to do certain exercise to maintain said shape.
Real talk. You got to get in the gym.
So why you never just go to the gym in the first place, baby? English. Why didn't you just go to the gym in the first place, love? Gym, apples, oranges, water, clean protein source, veg, carbohydrates. You would have been good for life. But you'd rather take a shortcut that isn't a shortcut rather than reevaluate your lifestyle choices. That's where we're at, because these shortcuts, to me, that's why I said I don't get them. They're not actually shortcuts, because if they still require maintenance after the fact, it's not a shortcut, Mark. I'm supposed to pop this pill and never gain the weight again ever in life. Isn't that a shortcut? Or am I being extra?
No, it's a short. From you taking Ozempic, it's a shortcut.
Well, what I'm saying is, Cake, if I have to take Ozempic and I still have to clean up my diet.
No, Stephen, it's while you're taking it. So
while you're taking it,
yeah. While you're taking it, you can eat whatever. It's after you take it that your diet needs to be clean.
This is what I'm saying. Sorry, I didn't explain myself correctly.
Nah, cool.
Let me try again, because I'm excited now. I'm all over the place. So you take this Ozempic. You can either continue to take Ozempic for life and eat shit, or you can slightly adjust your lifestyle and still enjoy certain foods in moderation. It really depends on you. Me, I just do the lifestyle switch, but that's me. Because you have to think about it, Mark. And I see why people would go the other way. Yeah, you might have to take this injection or pill forever, but that might be easier than getting up, going to the gym, eating chicken and brown rice, going for a walk, cutting back on the sugar. To some people, that's detrimental, what I've just said, To some people, it's like I just threatened to kill their mother, Like, that's how harsh those words are to them.
They can't do it, Stephen.
A lot of us just want to enjoy our gluttonous lifestyles, man.
That's what it is.
You saw
People
DJ
can't make
Khaled's
that change.
fridge.
What was in his fridge?
Ice cream fridge.
What was in his
You
fridge?
didn't see that video?
No. What was it?
Man had a video. Mark, you would have thought you were in Target. The man opened his fridge. Every flavor of ice cream, every brand.
Yeah,
because it was him. Because I think he was getting one for Assad, and they were filming it. Man had everything in his fridge. Oh, the Oreo one. I haven't tried that yet. He was the spokesperson for Weight Watchers for a while. Tell me how that works.
Crazy.
Should have been weight gainers more like.
The thing with my man though, yeah, he was always like saying, "Yo, I'm working out, doing this," but never lost no weight. So that shows that he just can't
video
discipline.
The other day, sorry, on the epileptical.
Yeah, that's the like the ski machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was always using. He was always on that, and that's a good machine still.
It is, of course it is.
Yeah, that's a good machine. But yeah,
any
that's just for videos.
You're gonna do is good, man. Even if you go for a walk, Tara.
Any kind of movement is good as long as the heart's pumping, innit?
Exactly.
But you gotta think with man like that, Stephen. A lot of it's for engagement, because even like, did you see the Ice Spice working out video?
She looked like Central C in that video.
She definitely looks like Central C, but you can tell that she don't work out.
It's fake. The gym's empty stage.
Yeah, man. These people don't work out, man. You see what I mean?
And the worst thing with her is, I don't know, her team dropped the ball with her, because people aren't tuning in for her lyrical content. Like, most of them were just saying, yo, just shut up and turn around and twerk. So the one selling point you had was your sexuality, aka your body. But now you've taken it off the table. Because Mark, you sent me the thing, and I was like, oh, she don't look that bad. But then I saw a picture where someone had done the comparison, and I sent it back to you, and I said, oh my gosh, I said, you were right. She lost, because I didn't realize, until I saw that comparison side by side. She's lost loads, man.
And they're saying that's Ozempic as well, isn't it?
And they are. I believe it still because she didn't have the weight to lose. That's the thing.
She looked good before, still.
Yeah, she went. But what I'm saying is like she was just like naturally voluptuous. I wouldn't really say she had any excess to lose. That's why she looks so odd now.
It's like she's nyam out muscle because that's what Ozempic does, you know, Stephen. It takes away water,
Everything.
fat, and muscle. So once man are taking it, like if you're taking it thinking that you're just gonna cut fat, it's gonna take all your bulk, like your muscle bulk. It's gonna take all your like when you want the water gun anyway, and it's gonna take all your muscle, all your water and fat, which ultimately that's what you want to lose, fat and water really. But if you look at someone like Ice Spice, she wasn't fat, she was just thick set. So she's kind of lost all of that.
If she wanted to like, I don't know, she had shape, so I can't even say shape, but if you wanted to, let's say, tighten up a bit, just a little light cardio was all you would, and maybe a slight diet change depending on what you were eating and stuff. That's it.
That's it. It could be something small.
Mad weight loss drug.
Yeah, it could be something small that you can do still.
But the people, well, I don't know. You may have seen more than I. From what I've seen now, and the people who are getting on it, it's people who don't really need to get on it. Like it's people who, with the slightest changes, they can look how they want to look. Like it's not like these 300-pound people. You know, like the really huge people you get in the States.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of it. They're the ones who probably should jump on it. But then again, you still have to change your lifestyle, man, because it'll just come back on.
That's what I'm saying. If I'm looking at a medication like that, I would think it would be for like excess, but people are going to abuse it, man. You're going to, that medication will go through the roof now. That's going to be like,
I feel like
now.
Whoever owns it, Mark, they might be working with the FDA or something, because all of a sudden now it's being pushed. Like,
and it's on the shelves as well
by celebrities, but now you're trying to say, anti-aging properties, and you know what I mean? Because now you're trying to open up the market, Mark. Now you're trying to get into the heads and the realm of people who aren't just who may not want to lose any weight. You might be like, oh damn, I was gonna get Botox, but this has the same properties. Yeah, let me jump. You know what I mean? And
remember this, you know, Stephen. Remember this. It's over the counter. You can buy this. So it's like buying paracetamol.
Yeah, they definitely work with the FDA, man.
Yeah, man, definitely. Because look, remember this, you know, this thing's been around for years, you know. All of a sudden now, we're hearing about it every day. We're hearing about how it's got anti-aging. Now, although we know that the media can play games, there's people that will read that and say, yeah, I'm going to get some of that.
Facts.
So it's crazy, man. Me personally, I'd say stay away.
I'm scared of all them things, man.
Imagine the side effects. Think about it, Stephen. It's just like steroids or anything else. Yes, it's going to get you to a place, but the side
What's
effects.
It gonna do? Yeah.
That's
Mark,
what
you know, one of the things, I've never taken any, but I've been around people who have divulged and played with like steroids and substance abuse. Yeah. You know, one thing I saw one time, like, not that I had a curiosity, but I was like, why would you take this and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Just a natural curiosity, not like, I want to take something. A man showed me a thing he bought for someone. It was proper medicated, like you get it from the pharmacy. It's like, yo, what's this? It's like, this shreds you down. And I said, well, what's it for though? He's like, it's for treatment of breast cancer. I said, not our blood clot.
I've heard of that one still. Yeah, I've heard it. That's a fat burner, isn't it?
It is, man.
Man, take it, Stephen, you know what it is? People are willing to do whatever now. It's like, coming off topic a bit, I was watching the 50 Cent interview on $1 Million Worth of Game.
Is that any good?
It's okay. You know, my man talks in circles, but it was all right still. And he was saying that when vitamin water, you remember he done that vitamin water thing?
Yeah.
He said that when he got into vitamin water, because it was like a new thing, the staff, as an incentive, the staff were given shares, in the company. He said that he rolled through and started buying up man shares. And he was like, yo, like a man who's doing a 9 to 5 will think about now. He's not thinking about 5 years from now. He's thinking about, so when 50's coming through and saying, yo, I'll pay you for that, man is saying, yo, I'll take it, because they want it now. Whereas if they would have just waited, Stephen, for 2.5 years, You're talking retirement. Now, 50
Mark,
didn't say that. I'm adding it in based off of what it sold for. But my man was saying that
because it went for billions. It went for billions. Apparently, he signed NDA. So it was probably in them realms, if not higher.
Yeah, so you imagine the staff who said, "Nah,
but Mark,
I just want it now."
The thing is, it's easier said than done, because you have to remember a lot of people, especially if you're in the position of a 9 to 5, you might be they might be struggling. You're not where you want to be, etc. You're just thinking about the here and now. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people can't see 2 weeks into the future, let alone 2.5 years. And then maybe they didn't have that much. They're working there, but maybe they didn't have that much faith and vision in the company that it was going to do well. It's
True.
rocking a hard place, man, because sometimes it's due to a lack of stability. So you might be living hand to mouth right now. It might be due to a lack of foresight. You can't see what's coming down the road, or you could just lack the knowledge, man. Maybe you didn't think like, oh, this company's gonna because you got to think about it, especially like some of those people who worked in there. I know 50 came on board and he was like, yo, I'm doing this with vitamin water, and I know he was the hottest thing right then, but if you were someone who wasn't tuned into the world of hip hop, you might not have known who this guy was in terms of like his brand to push the vitamin water brand. You know what I mean?
Nah, but remember at the time, Stephen, my man was hot like fish grease. What I'm saying, you're saying, I thought that at first,
Yeah.
I said at first, nah, you can't really. A man's probably stomach's touching A, B, or C. But, and this is a big but now, if I'm seeing 50 Cent come true and he's buying up shares, that's telling me that, yo, this thing's growing. If my man's coming through and buying up shares, yeah, and remember, they gave him his own flavor, Formula 50. So you got to remember the marketing went through the roof.
And he made them make it grape as well. Because he said that they already had it, But when he came on, he said, yo, I need to push that. And yo, it needs to be grape.
Yeah, exactly. So once he started pushing that, me as a staff would say, oh, man, my man's buying up shares. This thing's growing. Then 2.5 years from, that's all I'm saying. Long-term thinking.
No, Mark, I understand, and I would have been the same. But what I'm trying to say is, and this is how I'm trying to be fairer when we're doing things on the show now, because everyone doesn't think like man think.
Real talk. That's why I just gave that example.
No,
Take away the 50 thing.
I agree wholeheartedly.
It's all fair game.
But when you see me like explaining now, it's not that I'm disagreeing. I'm just trying to give the other side, because people can't see things clearly, man. Some people can't see the nose and end of their face, let alone anything else. You know what I'm trying to say? Like someone still wouldn't care, because let's say you look and the stocks are worth, because let's say it wasn't super hot at the time. Let's say the stocks I have are worth 2,500, and 50 comes in. Yo, I'll give you 5 bags for that. I'll give you 10 bags for that. If you're one of these people who can't put 2 and 2 together or can't see down the road, you're gonna sell, man.
Facts.
You know, because it's like them. I'll give you an example, Mark, with not being able to see long term. Excuse me. You have all these videos. I don't know if you get them. Sometimes you have these videos pop up of one. It's a Caucasian guy in a suit, and he's always like, if you invested $100 in Microsoft in 1988, now it'd be worth. And he says what it's all worth and everything now. And I'm always like, these videos are so pointless, because it's like, I'm not Doctor Who. I don't have a DeLorean. We can't go back in time. Even if you were an adult and you had the consciousness and you had the sense to be investing back then, who says because the stocks, if people don't know, they go up and down. It's a gamble. You never guarantee the return on your investment. So who says in the 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, you wouldn't have pulled it all out when it hit a high? Because it could have hit an all-time high in those times. But then obviously, like, for example, let's say it was Apple or Amazon or any one of these, you know how you have these technological advancements, and then you get to the 2000s and it keeps going up. You might have showed all your shares by then. You never know what's going to happen.
Now, you're right, man. There's no guarantee. There's nobody can see the future. That's a fact.
Unfortunately.
So I guess people are just for real talk. No, it's true. Besides us, but I think what it is manager's probably saying, you know what? I just want to make what I can make from it now, and I guess that's what it is.
Mark, that's why. See, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what we're saying, because that's the majority. That's why it's hard, because I know you think like I do. So when you hear them kind of stories, you're like, oh, no. Because what's the other one? There was another athlete back in the day before Jordan. You might know the name, man.
Magic.
And he was was it Magic? And he was offered X amount of Nike.
Yeah, you're talking Magic, fam. He went to Converse.
Yeah, it was Magic Johnson, innit?
Yeah, he went to Converse instead. I know the story.
And people are like, oh, he's crazy. It'd be worth X, Y, Z. You know? I'm trying to say, blood. But the thing is, you have to be realistic. It was a newly established company. I think at the time they weren't hot at all. I think man was still selling the shoes out of the trunk of the car. It was very early days. No one knew what Nike was going to be apart from a few people who were in and around it. So you can't say a man was stupid because you don't know. Because he's probably you got to think if a man's coming from nothing, all I've got is this ability to bounce this ball. I got to take the money while I can.
You got to strike again. Going back to the first topic, a lot of men strike while the iron's hot, but there's not this conversation. I'm glad we're having it because there's not no real right and wrong answer to this.
It depends on you as an individual, I believe.
It all depends on you as an individual, but I just think long term thinking is something that you gotta kind of learn. Long term thinking, because that's why you get so much men who. Right now, they'll do a scam, in a short term. They'll do a scam for $1,000 in a short term. You could have made $100,000.
Fact.
That business relationship is priceless because if you think about it, there's men that you can always make money with constantly. You know that, Stephen. There's men you can make money with constantly. You may not be spending a lot at one time, but over the years it may amass to a large amount. But a lot of men are just thinking, I need a quick some money quick now. I'm going to run off with 5 bills or whatever. And then when you do that, in the future, you could have you don't know what that business relationship could have been worth. The man that you duped could go on to become a top businessman in something that could have pulled you in. So my thing is always long-term thinking. It has to be. But I get, for a man who's thinking about the here and now and I need to get out of a position now, he's not wrong either. So
it all depends on your mindset, man, honestly.
That's it, man. Real talk. So people, it's Unfiltered, man. What you saying, Stephen?
Gang. Making Thursdays great again, never late again. It's the greatest show on earth, man. Never unapologetic, unbiased, and always unfiltered, man. It's the greatest show on earth. Your favorite podcast. We kicked it off like a game of FIFA because time flies. Time always flies when you're having fun, man. I tell your girlfriend I'll be around later, man. We're going, man.
Facts, man. People, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button. It's Unfiltered, people. We out of here, man.
Gang.